Well, Cody's found something interesting over there to harass. Anyway, this is Pat from Rain Country Homestead. God is good all the time. So today we're going to install a new Reolink camera. This particular camera has a pan and tilt function. Thus the name Reolink Go PT Plus. So what this will do is this will be able to rotate this way 180 degrees, and this will rotate up and down. So anyhow, I think it's going to have a wider coverage for us. So this comes with a 32 gigabyte SD card, and actually that's really plenty, but as cheap as these 128 gigabyte SD cards are, I just went ahead and purchased a 128 gigabyte. This is brand new out of the box, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and see about getting this initialized. First thing I need to do is insert the nano SD card into the camera, and it shows you right where to install all this stuff underneath this rubber cover. So the nano SIM card goes in here on the top, and the micro SD card goes on the bottom. So when you pull this out of the box to access these ports, you just have to rotate the lens up and then rotate the rubber cover. Cody, what'd you find, buddy? What'd you get? And this comes with a USB cord that can plug into your computer or any other power source that accommodates USB. But I also got the Reolink solar panel, which works really great because it's worked great on my other camera. So it works so great, I'm going to go ahead and get this for this one. Even in the cloudy conditions that we experience around here, I've experienced 100% charge on our camera. Usually when it experiences even down to 80% is when it's doing a lot of videotaping. This particular camera again has the PT function. It's a Reolink Go PT Plus, and so that's the pan and tilt function. And it also has a siren. Let's say you have visitors that come over and they show up on the property, you can communicate with them through this with this speaker here. So that's kind of neat. You also get an antenna and some mounting hardware. This will mount to a tree or whatever, and then this portion here mounts to the camera, the top of the camera, and this will go on either side. There's two tabs right here, so you're going to see some little notches in here. So the little tab will insert into here, and then you're going to turn this a little bit, and then this release button will snap into place. And that's what these tabs here do. You got a tab here on each corner, so you can rotate this however you want. If you pull this back with your finger, holding this part so this doesn't turn, because this rotates off of this, so you hold this part and then lock this into place, and that will hold your camera. So we release this here, rotate it a little bit, and it pops right off. And then you can take the camera down, service it, put it away, move it. So the neat things about these cameras is that they're not wired in. They're all done from your phone, so there's no wires to fool with. You can take and move these around to different places on your property, which is a really cool feature. So if you don't want anybody knowing where your cameras are, or you want to keep everybody guessing where your cameras are, you can rotate them around. So we're going to have more than one camera here on the property, so it'll be hard to identify where they're at all the time. So anyway, that's a cool feature. And that's what really drew us to this camera, is you can use this off-grid. You don't have to have a power source for it, other than this has an internal battery that you can recharge that will actually last for quite a while. Best thing I like about it is the solar panel that you get for it. So it can be totally off-grid, self-charging, and that takes a lot of headache out of trying to take this thing down and recharge it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you off camera and get this initialized. And before I go out there and hang this up, I'm gonna go ahead and paint this with some flat black, little camouflage, like I did my last one. Just went out, got a few little random branches, something with a small leaf, small pattern to it. Demonstrated this on my last video as well. At any rate, this is shiny. It's black, that's good, but it's shiny, so I want to paint that. Now it's a good idea to rough these up. If you're going to paint these, to probably rough them up with a little bit of emery cloth, so the paint might stick better. But this is brand new, so I'm kind of banking on the idea that it'll be fine. Let me cover up the important information on here. One thing you want to do when you're doing something like this, you want to be careful. You don't want to push too hard on the mechanical mechanisms of this. This is not designed to be roughhoused, but it's just a pretty stout little camera. However, you know, you don't want to strip something out. Snake in here, huh? Garter snake. Yeah, you found a garter snake. Yeah, he's gone now, buddy. You lost your opportunity. Yeah, he's not going to let up on that snake. All right, I didn't get any paint on the lens or anything critical. So now I'll go ahead and get this mounted up. Okay, the one thing that is important to remember, this little boot here should recess into the side of the camera to seal out water. And out here in rain country, the other camera that we have seems to be holding up pretty good. Haven't had any problems with it so far, but this setup here, we got the solar panel with it, so it should keep it charged. I don't think this should see a lot of activity other than deer and an occasional dog. This one here will cover, I believe it's 365 degrees in pan, and the tilt I believe is 180. So here it shows on the one page here that all the cameras are installed. You have this add button if you want to add cameras, and this little cogwheel here will show you your battery life, and it's only at 94% because I've been adjusting these cameras and playing around with them a little bit. So generally these solar panels keep these topped off at 100%. But if you have a lot of activity, it's going to bring your battery life down a little bit. But pretty happy with these so far. And as you can see, I have the PIR sensor off. That's the motion sensor portion. And if you click on that, you can turn your PIR off or on. And you can also adjust the sensitivity. That's the factory setting of 80%. So you can click on the sensitivity and you can adjust that to 100% or clear down to 1. It's really low. So if you have a lot of activity, it's going to pick something up probably close, but not so much far away. So if you have a lot of wind blowing, you can either turn down the sensitivity or turn off the PIR. Me and Heidi both use our phones for video recording, and so I'm borrowing her phone at the moment while she's picking blackberries for us out here. So the nice feature that the differences between these two cameras, this is the Reolink Go Plus, which does not have the PT feature to it, which is pan and tilt. The next camera that I'm going to show you is this one here. I just click on the face, and the difference is the PTZ. That's pan, tilt, zoom. So I can click on pan, tilt, zoom on this feature. The other camera does not have that feature. And you can see a light gray area right in here, and that will offer me the opportunity to adjust the pan and the tilt. With the phone tilted to its side, you can see the manipulation screen here, where if I hit on the left hand side, pan from one side to the other, which increases my field of view, and I can go up or I can go down, and that just increases your coverage. So I'm really happy with that feature. And so here's what it looks like on the screen. You think that this would just be pointing right straight to the tree, but you can see everything behind it. But now what I could also do is I could zoom in on a particular area. So I can zoom in on the mill over there. I can increase I have it at mid right now. I'm gonna go to 4 megapixels. If you go to 4 megapixels or higher resolution, the camera response time is a little bit slower. But when you go to zoom in, the picture's a little bit clearer. So you can identify movement over there. If the camera sends you an alarm, you can get onto your camera and zoom in on an area and kind of see what's going on. Well, with the things going on around the world now, we want to upgrade our security measures. So this is a very apropos way to do that. So we're really happy so far with the performance of the cameras. So anyways, if you guys are looking to get into cameras, these are wireless. You can move them around really easy. I just have one screw in the mount for the solar panel and just one screw in the mount for the camera, and that's good enough. So I could just come out here and change these cameras around and put them in different places and pick the favorite place and go with that. So anyway, hope this helps you guys, and appreciate you stopping by. Take care, and God bless.